There, we are live on the Boogie with the Bowl. We'll give it a second to get to Restream or get from Restream to Facebook. We are starting without the intro because I made a mistake this morning. But anyway, we'll move to Randy Rhodes and what is new and exciting down in Pennsylvania. You were talking to the green, an Amish musician.
Yeah. Right. It blew my mind. It blew my mind. My daughter did some research on this guy. I think it's called Amish William Ray. He sings like Amish with the Dutch accent. He dresses in the Amish clothing. Almost every of his skits are on an Amish farm with Amish background, that kind of stuff. And I thought this is pretty cool. I like this guy. He's Amish. He's from Lancaster County, and he has a really good voice. And my daughter said, "Dad, you know he's not really Amish." I thought, "Come on, he looks and dresses. He's on a farm. The beard looks kind of funky, but that's okay. But there's no way Dad, he's faking it." So we try to research this dude online, and I'm trying to find one of his videos now, but you can't find any background about this guy. He's just invisible to anything else other than his stage name, I guess it is. He did an interview, and again, I guess it's because I'm old and I'm easily deceived. But when my daughter told me, "Dad, he's not really Amish. He's not. Trust me, Dad, he's not Amish." It's like, oh, come on. It blew my mind, but I like the guy's music. I like his satire. So from a good feeling, I'm not going to change my mind. The dude is Amish, even though his beard looks funky. But I'm happy with that. What else? I watched the Senate hearings yesterday, and with Pete Hegseth was on, and
They like Republicans came back and sorry, go ahead, Randy. They ripped him.
fine.
Democrats
Oh my
ripped him
God,
one,
yeah.
but the Republicans came back and backed him.
You know,
Uh,
he Trump has a demeanor where he can take all kinds of shit and not have it visibly reflected on him. And same with Pete. Pete took a horrendous ass whipping, and they tore into him about his wife, about his three failed marriages, about the sexual escapades, about drinking on the job. A lot of it, which he claims is fake, and the accusations are actually coming via an anonymous presenter. So the guy who's saying that he came to work drunk won't even give his name. So if he's not willing to give his name, then fuck him. It's not real, true information. But to sit there with a smile on his face and not lash back out at these Congress people who are questioning him, I'm gonna tell you what. That guy has my vote if he was going to run for president. I just can't imagine. But anyways, William's here, so go ahead and do the accolades for William.
William Rayfield, the host of the Patriots Lab Uncensored. He is all over social media when he is not working. And even if he is working, he's all over social media. William, it's always a pleasure to broadcast, and I apologize for this last week. I did invite you, and then things happened at the last minute on my end that you couldn't join us, and you had to work. So good to have you here, brother.
That's okay. That's okay. It's good to be here. Always when I can get in where I can fit in and get with my brother Randy Rose and Dave, the genealogist. Or did I have that backwards? See how long it's been? I'm getting y'all confused. Y'all look like twins today.
You had it slightly.
Oh.
You did. Yeah. Yeah, we did have you did have it slightly backwards, but
Wow.
that's okay. I know your heart's in the right place. But what is new and
I know.
exciting?
I just woke up. I haven't even eaten breakfast. I'm only on my first cup of coffee.
Oh,
How are you?
I'm
How are you
sorry.
gentlemen been? How's your New Year? It's been a minute since I've been able to see you guys.
I got.
Okay, okay.
Uh-huh. I'm
I,
double barreling it.
there you go.
Man,
There you go. So how
Manny
you
is
guys
double
new
barrel.
2025?
Pretty good for a guy with, in my
Good.
case, pretty good for a guy who turns 63 tomorrow with dementia and Parkinson's and trying to live in a world that is on edge to see what happens. There are, I'm sure you hear from people that they don't know if President Trump will get inaugurated on the 20th. And a lot of people say, shut up. He's going to get inaugurated on the 20th. He's going to do what we want him to do. And you can either continue to bitch and moan about it, or you can perhaps look at it and
Well,
decide
this is
for
my
yourself.
question for the naysayers. If you say Donald Trump isn't going to get inaugurated, what's going to happen? Tell me. Don't just throw that out there. It's not going to happen. So what's going to happen?
There was there was there was one guy, and I don't remember his name, and it was on a video, and I don't know if it was his video or a broadcast that he was on, and I believe he did in fact threaten that he was going to be at the inauguration with intentions to take him out. I heard that the FBI did go talk to him. I didn't hear anything else. So I don't know if it was just a guy being a guy in the heat of the moment and saying whatever he felt like saying on his broadcast or the broadcast he was on or the video that he was making. That's the only one that I heard. Uh, Considering that Mark Zuckerberg donated $1 million to the inauguration fund, that may have been a sort of message to the naysayers. Hey, don't come to the event looking to create problems. There's a right way to continue to protest President Trump, and there's a wrong way. And going to the inauguration with the whatever mindset to hurt people, including President Trump, is the wrong way to go about it. So, what have you heard? Because I know you hear the actual and factual, and you stay
I know
closer.
one thing for sure. I don't care how much money somebody donates. That ain't going to tell ignorant people to stop acting ignorant. Mark Zuckerberg can
Yeah,
put
yeah,
$100 million
right.
up. That ain't going to make stupid
No,
people stop
right.
being stupid.
Well, Mark Zuckerberg, I think, was one of the most
Look,
stupidest people because I think the $1 million was the tip of the iceberg, hoping that supposedly President
look,
Trump's case against Facebook for being removed as
listen,
a
listen,
sitting president,
listen,
which I
listen. I come from a
is
different
supposed
side of the road. It's too late.
okay.
Y'all don't try
It
to
is
save
too late.
face now. We remember
No, it is
all
too
the
late.
shit you was talking. We remember everything verbatim, word for word. Don't try to cover
Right,
your
right.
tracks now because you took a L. No,
Well,
sleep in the bed
right,
that you made.
right. And the bed that I think that he made is he got caught with his pants down because nobody
Look,
on their side of Donald Trump in this election. So they had already retooled Facebook in the farther left direction than Joe Biden, and things were going to get worse. And then at the last minute, I think Mark Zuckerberg might have felt his balls drop, for lack of putting it any better, and said that this is going to
well,
cost me a lot
I'm
of
glad you
fucking
said
money,
it.
so
I mean,
I better start to straighten up and fly right.
well, too late because you're still coming out of
It
your
is.
pocket. You
Yeah,
still got to
it
pay.
is.
You still gonna pay.
I think he's going to pay, and I think he's going to pay a lot.
I
Uh,
want 25,000.
well, okay, I don't necessarily want money, and I'm
I
sure
do.
when they look at my Facebook account for 15 and a half years. I'm probably entitled to some. What I really want is I want his control of Facebook, the 29% that gives him control of Meta. I want that taken away or seriously reduced. I want him removed from the day-to-day operation at Meta. I want someone put in who functions as CEO and doesn't have the mindset that he has to make sure that Facebook is corrected. Because Brendan Carr, who is coming in as Trump's Republican FCC chairman, is very familiar with this kind of stuff and has already said, I am going to look at Facebook's past to bring me up to speed, to make sure I'm up to speed. I'm also going to rewrite Section 230, and then I'm going to make sure that every big tech social media company, including Facebook, understands there's a new sheriff in town, and if you don't go by the rules, there's going to be repercussions.
This
Go ahead,
is
Ray.
this is where people get it complicated. These people are waiting for Donald Trump just to get out the way. They're like bears going into hibernation in the wintertime. They're waiting to live to fight another day. Look, I don't get into all the nuances of this code and that code because at the end of the day, it's like sports. You can sit in the locker room and you can draw all that shit up on the chalkboard and you can tell run X to the Y to the L. But you know what? Once you get your cleats on that field and you're standing across from the opposition, all that shit that you're seeing on the chalkboard goes out the window because now you're dealing with real live shit. And you got to be able to navigate and adapt to each and every different environment. We got a long road ahead of us.
We do.
We got a long road. Now we have time to jump for joy and to wallow in our victory. Yeah, we do. But man, is it a long road ahead? Is it a long road ahead?
Yep.
You know,
Do you think? Okay, go ahead, Randy. I'm sorry.
I've been sitting here listening to you guys talk, and uh, there's a lot of things in my mind that I think about all the time, and that is, we still Mondays when he gets sworn in, um, but there is still a lot of open threats against this man, physical threats to do him physical harm. So I can only hope and pray that the men and women who surround him and his family are the best that we have to offer to protect him. Now, having said that, right now his choices for his cabinet are going through hell mill, being uh, threatened, being questioned, being uh, uh, all kinds of accusations thrown at them. I was watching that yesterday, and uh, I tell you, if it was me, I said, you know what, this job ain't fucking worth it, and I would get up, see what I have to say, and then walk the hell out. I just couldn't go through what they're going through, um, and some of the things that Trump has said about what he's going to do once he's in office. Uh, Government leaders are starting to realize that time is short, and like with the Hamas, they're getting ready to negotiate the release of 30 some hostages. Well, there's over 100 hostages. Okay, uh, I have to think that the 30 some odd people that they're willing to offer up to for an exchange, get this, for an exchange for over 100 terrorists that Israel has, and that Israel is willing to let go in exchange for a handful of hostages. I got a feeling that the rest of those people are dead, are in really bad straits. Um, uh, there are other things going on in this world that people are starting to take notice to. I just hope that in a short few days until he's actually sworn in and takes the White House, that he makes it there, his family is kept safe, and that his cabinet choices are all picked and chosen and ready to work on day one. Because Trump already has 100 bills waiting to be signed into a law on his first day. So we'll see what happens between now and then.
William, Ray.
Constitutional amendments.
Yeah,
Amendment 20, date
yeah, I'm here.
changes for president.
Okay. Do you want to? Okay. I will stop talking if you're going to play something. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't. I was just listening to something
Oh,
somebody had sent me.
okay. Oh, okay. All right. What do you think what Randy is saying, Ray?
Mm, I concur. You know, I hope that the people he has himself surrounded with are diligent to what's going on. But I I also know and understand um, when you know and understand what you sign up for, and you know the opposition. I you know I try not to worry about the day to day on who's after Trump because we all know they're after him. So I mean,
Yep.
I don't dwell on it. We got business at hand, like Randy said. He has 100 executive orders. He only had four his first time around. He only had four, and this time he has 100, and he has a whole new set of characters in this cast. Um, I can only imagine the turnaround and how fast the American people are going to be able to witness really how a country is supposed to be run and what comes with the benefits when your country is run properly. Once the American people really get a taste of it, because we never have, these people have been doing this for 60, 70, 80, 90 years. So we've never really had a taste of what America, at least in our generations, um, they're calling it the golden age once again. Um, so I know and understand in Donald Trump's heart, he wants nothing but the best, and he wants nothing but prosperity for America. So I am sitting back, anxious, anticipating what his orders are going to be. Regarding everybody going through their process right now, one thing we have to understand: Donald Trump won this election in a landslide, which means the American people had spoke for the mandate. Which means all of the crazy shit that these people are saying is just making people throw up. That's all it's doing. We got a man sitting up here in Pete Hegseth who served this country proudly, faced death on more than one occasion, has nothing but the best interests of the troops at heart, and these people want to come and talk about the affair he had. What an embarrassment to the Democrats. When I'm watching TV and I'm hearing people that I never could stomach, all of a sudden, like, what the hell are y'all still doing? What are y'all doing? Do y'all not hear yourselves? Y'all should be talking to this man about policy issues. What he gonna do about Afghanistan? What he gonna do about Ukraine? You want to know why he's sleeping with this lady while he's still married? You want to know this? So the Democrats are the gift that keeps on giving. Because they keep cutting off their nose to spite their face. Soon they're gonna have to go to their ears. Because shit, soon they ain't even gonna have a face. But this is what happens when you're so driven with money and power and control. You will stop at nothing. You will literally drive your brand new 2025 Porsche that you ain't had 24 hours into a brick wall because somebody told you that you'll survive. Hey, let them keep doing it. Let them keep doing it because the Americans have spoken. We're not fucking dumb. We sit back and we
Right.
watch this shit and we're like, really? Okay, y'all keep doing it thinking it's going to change our minds. When will they ever learn? When?
Right. Ready?
Helps to unmute myself. Um,
Okay.
yeah, my microphone picks up my wife and my daughter downstairs talking, so that's why I get muted sometimes. Um,
Okay.
Damn. Oh shit.
See, you was about to say
What?
something that didn't make no sense and they zapped you.
No, what happened was I'm going back reading some comments on Dave's show from last night, and your broadcast started over, and your music, just like Jerry's music, blares through my headset like a storm. And I like it, but it's so freaking damn loud. It just blew my eardrums up. Um,
Okay.
where was I? God, this just blew my mind away.
I'm sorry that happened because I apologize if it was too loud on your end, only because it's not too loud on my end because I can't have my ears blow out before
Yeah,
the broadcast. But I will look into that later and see if
no,
there is
it's
something
probably
that we
something
can
on my end.
adjust.
I just need to adjust the settings on. But because right now,
Okay.
hearing you guys talk is normal volume, but
Yep.
it's like Jerry's show with his music and yours.
Okay.
I'm not sure that there's a way of
Okay.
lowering that at the beginning. I don't know. And don't do anything if
There.
if no one else has experienced the
Well.
same problem I just had. Holy
Okay.
smokes!
I will ask. I just happen to
Oh
like
yeah,
it, so I
yes,
mean, I
good.
like the music
So
that
what
you
was?
picked, so I could blast it all day long. But
Well,
okay, yeah, I'll take that into I'll take it into advisement, and we'll look at it
so William,
when we're not live. But
because
go
my
ahead.
mind just got blown away. Could you just shorten up and reiterate what you said so it refreshes my memory?
Oh shit.
Just a little bit. I mean,
That's kind of
I'm
hard to do.
serious. It blew my mind.
That's kind of hard to do because when I
I
talk,
had no mind to blow.
I talk off the cuff. It's like whatever's inside, so it's kind of hard to circle back.
Okay.
But if you can tell me what areas I touched on, I might be able to reiterate
Oh my god.
because I know I said a mouthful.
You did, but that's fine because you have a lot to say and a lot of good stuff to say. Um,
Yes.
just let the last
I
what
think
was
we were
going.
talking about how
Let's,
they're sending
let's
these people through the ringer,
oh, okay, yeah,
Right.
yeah, thank you. Okay, so and I love the one Republican who came out in defense of Pete, saying to the Democrats, "How can you?" I'm going to obviously paraphrase here, but essentially saying, "How can you guys sit here and question him about his multiple marriages and divorces when every one of you here have gone through the same thing with multiple divorces and sexual misconduct that was paid out? How can you sit here and say he's not qualified to run a division of multiple millions of people when all of you here have not even managed a business of your own? And he just went on and toward. So everything these Democrats are trying to use against Pete, this guy said, you know what, you have not experienced. You don't have the experience. You don't have the knowledge. You did the same thing. How can you question him? The thing here is this, folks. The Democrats, just like when with Biden, okay, and when Trump was running for election, and they released to the media the little tidbits of information that got reiterated, okay, through the media, that's what's going to register in the minds of those who are liberal and who side with the left. That's all they're going to hear. They're going to hear
You
that
gotta,
he's not qualified.
but you
They're
got
going
to
to hear,
understand this, Randy. I understand what you're saying about the liberals, but when you have the liberal media, when you have them, see, those are the ones who influence the followers. The people like a Stephen A. Smith that said he lost his mind and now found it when he was on there with Hannity. The people like, who else can we name real quick? You got Stephen A. Chris Cuomo, who says the Democrats are losing their damn mind. People like just people that think they're saving face. But these people have followers. And that's where the divide is. I don't know why these people draw allegiances to certain people, but they do. And they will sink or swim with these people. So just by me noticing and seeing the characters that used to lead people astray now turning and being like, and being genuine about it. I don't give a fuck what their motives are, but now they're talking like they got some damn sense.
mm-hmm.
The people like Fetterman, the people that are like, you know what? I can't keep portraying myself to be an asshole forever. There are people looking at me. So the lie is up. The emotional hold, the emotional grasp, stranglehold that they've had on the American psyche is over. It's over.
Yeah, the 4 or 5 year lies are now coming into the light so that people can see what they were all, and they were all lies. I mean, even
when you get the owner of the LA Times talking about, I can no longer support the policies of these Dems here in Cal. It's a wrap. California's done. Yep. They're getting ready. They're trying to recall Gavin Newsom and that lady mayor right now. It's a wrap. I've told people years ago, Americans got to get affected individually in individual pockets. Certain things push certain people's buttons. A lot of people thought it wasn't going to affect them directly at the time. But when you don't know policy and they can dress up a pig with some lipstick and some high heels and try to make you forget it's still a pig, you're going to fall for it. And now these people in California run to the fire hydrants and they can't get no water out. And they want to know why the fuck they paying $4,000 for a 1-bedroom. See, that's what it's going to take. Now I feel sorry for those people down there. But you know what? Y'all had chances time after time. Go back to 2019 when Donald Trump was like, yo, y'all need to get some water over on the side. Right. Oh, no, we can't touch the trees. This organization and that organization and the water stinks and this and that.
They can go back further. 45 years ago when I was growing up in California, they were talking under Governor Reagan. They were talking about desalting plants to take water out of the ocean. What exactly they were going to do with the water, I don't remember, but I believe at the time it was drinking water to make up for the drought seasons where there was not enough water in the reservoirs for people to drink. So I mean, this is nothing new. They just didn't do anything about it back then.
This is how crazy this shit is. And people that, unlike myself, for some reason don't sit back, stop and say, this shit don't make the Malibu coast burn the fuck down 20 feet away from the ocean. Wait a minute. What do you need to put out a fire? So the coast burnt down 20 feet away from the ocean. If that ain't letting that motherfucker burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. We're gonna watch this motherfucker. Matter of fact,
Well,
Mayor, why don't you catch a flight to Africa? Wait, well, first, before I catch a flight to Africa, let me put out emergency respondents. She got the fuck up out of there.
she didn't catch the flight to Africa. She was already there.
No,
She was on vacation in
she
Africa.
sent the wind advisory orders and all that shit, and then she got the fuck up out of there.
She was it right, but she was in on vacation when the fire broke out. The question was why it
Like
took
white
so
folk
long for her to
ain't
get
gonna come
back.
to Africa to find your ass. They put that camera in front of her face. That bitch stood there stone faced like, oh shit. How the fuck y'all find me in Nairobi?
And the sad thing is that these people are going to reelect them. They're going to keep reelecting
they
them.
will.
No, didn't I just tell you they're trying to recall them right now? Gavin Newsom in the mayor.
Yeah, okay, but you know,
No.
he
So what is it going to take?
He has already survived two attempts to bring him back out of office.
Okay, let me ask you a question. When's the last time he overcame and escaped over 100,000, 150,000 homeless people being lost, misplaced? When was the last time he overcame people not insured, finding that shit out every day? When is the last time he experienced and had to overcome people going to the fire hydrant and can't get no fucking water out? Did you see the lady run up to his ass? This bitch lived in $1 million community, and she ran up to him and he lied straight to her face, and she pissed, and they getting his ass out. I'm on the phone with the president. She said, put that shit on speakerphone. I want to hear it. Oh, we don't have no connection. Well, wait a minute. You just said you was talking to the president. Now you can't get no reception? Bro, that lady going viral, bro.
But there are also, like I said, there are some that were there 40 years ago, before he was even governor, back when Reagan was governor, back when I lived in California. And the final question became, it was too expensive back then to build the desal plants, the number of desal plants they said. I spent time on the phone with my sister, who is not a Republican, owns 40 acres on the top of a mountain. And I said to her, if they built one plant back then, even if they didn't put in the infrastructure to move water in plants and had you drive tanker trucks to that one plant and fill it, they would have realized at some point they needed to build another plant, because filling tanker trucks or desalting filling tanker trucks with clean water, sending it to put out fires, sending it to fill reservoirs was not an idea that was going to work. Eventually, they had to build another one, but nobody did that.
And that is understood. But for some reason, people still.
But these people, yes, they do keep
still gloss over the fact.
Him.
Listen, just look. I'm going to use this as a prime example, and then I'm just going to land my plane. Nobody ever expected Donald Trump to win, especially in a motherfucking landslide. When people are fed the fuck up, they will do what people thought would never be done. Those fires, when they happen in the woods and they burn an acreage out there, and it's just little old trees and shit. People don't give a fuck about that. Oh, you start burning up a couple of thousand homes. See, I don't understand why people stay stuck on before the fact. You got to look after the fact. This has never happened. Common sense tells you.
It happened in Hawaii, and nothing came out of that.
Randy, let me speak for a second. I'm sorry. There is a season in California like this every year. This may be the worst one they have ever had. This is not new to California. Whether people want to look at this and go, this was done as a land grab so they can build smart homes in Los Angeles, I don't care.
It was new.
Right. But this
everybody is aware that the wildfire. Let's back up and slow down, because you're twisting it a little bit.
I'm not
Nobody is,
twisting it at all,
everybody
but
is
that's okay.
aware of the wildfires that take place in California.
Right.
What it has never done is burn down all of these homes
But
and
that
displace all of these people. Now, the fact of the matter is, it could have been prevented.
it could have been prevented.
So
Gavin
that's where
Newsom
we're
and
at.
Donald Trump
And that's where
in the
we're at.
first term, Donald Trump and Gavin Newsom in the first term had several conversations where Trump said it is not fair for the 49 other states who pay into a federal system that cleans underbrush out of their states so that we don't have wildfires. He said, California, you need to pay your share. It is not fair.
Okay.
I have to lower my voice. It is not fair for the other 49 states that have wildfires and pay part of the cost for the federal government to come in and help them. Gavin Newsom said, no, we're not going to do this. So as much of the blame here, again, falls back on Governor Newsom.
That's why I told you they're recalling him. Everybody knows it. He's to blame.
But they recall him and they recalled him and they reelected him.
Listen,
so it means
oh
that they
my
really
goodness.
it means that those people really don't care.
Let me just ask you a simple question. What the last time they was trying to recall Gavin Newsom, what was it over? Let me just see what it was over. Was it over a wildfire that destroyed homes and people couldn't go to the fire hydrant and get water out?
No.
And after the fact that they've been paying all of these taxes and they've been paying all of these high rents and they're pissed off that nobody was there for them.
Ray, just tell me what it was over. Okay, just cut to the point.
No, I don't know what it was over, but one thing I do know, it wasn't over no damn fire that burnt down thousands of homes, and it wasn't over people going to the hydrant.
But it was over something. It was over something.
This changes the situation. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. There comes a time when situations change. That's what people need to understand. See, I sit here and I listen to the residents in these neighborhoods talking about they want him out because they feel betrayed. So when I get up here and y'all ask me, or y'all are saying this, I'm like, I'm giving it to you from the horse's mouth.
Okay.
What are you talking about? I talk to Angelo all the time. He's telling me how the community is getting together. I'm listening to people on all different airways talking about, and these are people in upper class neighborhoods. Because guess what? They got $1 million homes that have been burnt down and they're not insured. And they aren't getting any answers and they're mad. And the only person they can take it out on is Gavin Newsom.
Actually, they did get answers. In July, the California Insurance Commission and Governor Newsom allowed 1,900 policies over several companies that sell fire insurance in California to leave because the companies said we have to raise the rates because it is not profitable for us to have to deal with all of these wildfires in California. We lose too much money. We're in a business to protect people's homes, but we also are in a business to make money. So all of those companies that sold fire insurance in California, except two, left California.
And another reason these people are mad. Why are there 19 fire trucks sitting in the garage waiting to be worked on, and he cut the budget? So I'm giving you reasons why people are mad because they found out that they've been misled and misoperating as a government in California. That's
for
why
a long time,
with common sense and say the people are mad because this is something they've never experienced. And people need to be able to sit back and say, okay, they've never experienced. So I can see why they would keep spinning their wheels, doing the same thing over and over and over again. But this is a totally different beast.
Where then
so people need to change their thinking and understand that these people that have lost everything are finally fed the fuck up, and they have nobody to blame but the governor of California, which it's never gotten to this point before. When they
and
called him
I
before, these same people still had their $1 million homes, still had their $100,000 cars, and still had their, everything. Their life was great. Now their life ain't so great.
and I'm saying to you, the reason he has not been reelected before is because the Democrats that run Hollyweird and other parts of Silicon Job Valley, other parts of California, continued to vote for him. My concern is that they
Hollywood
will.
Hills is burning, and I
I know.
understand what you're saying, but just to say what I was saying before, I don't care what area you say these people voted for him before. They're not doing it. They've lost everything. And they need
Okay.
somebody to
Well,
blame because they know this
then they
isn't
will.
normal.
Ray,
Hey, let me,
Ray, I'm not saying that they don't need someone to blame. I'm not saying that Gavin Newsom isn't wrong in anything that he did. What I'm saying, in every recall drive that they have had on him, which is something that they consider to be serious and a reason to recall him, he won.
And I agree with that.
So they need to do something. They need to find a Republican, an independent, another Democrat. I don't care. They need to find a California resident who stands before them and says, "Hey, enough.
Exactly.
We're not going to have this."
The only thing I do know is these people are going to recall his ass. That's the only point I'm trying to make. I don't know who it's going to be. It could be Mickey Mouse. It could be Scooby motherfucking Doo for all I care. The only thing I know is I'm hearing it out of the mouth of babes in California.
I'm hearing it out of the mouth of my sister, who lives on top of a mountain, owns 40 acres. That they don't want them. My sister owns 40 acres on top of a mountain. The natural spring for that entire mountain, all the way down, is on her property. She gives water out of her spring to everybody on that mountain that requests it. All she asks is that you help with the piping system, or you come up to her land and you fill tanks, whatever you need, because she catches rainwater as it goes down. But you help her with the infrastructure to make sure you get water, and you will. So I know there are people in California that care about everybody else and will help everybody else regardless of political ideology. So to me, it's not a we have the wrong governor issue. It's we have the wrong governor issue, but why do you keep reelecting that governor then? Then someone else needs to step up.
The same reason Democrats kept electing Democrats in New York until they finally got fed up and elected Rudy Giuliani.
Yep. I'm not tons of people.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
I know it is. It is, and it will. It is, and it will be, and that's the sad thing about it.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
Okay. This is my take. There were 2 previous recalls on Newsom. Yeah, it wasn't. It was dealing with other things. This last one in 2024 was he was running for president. He was negating his responsibility as a governor. He was doing all kinds of shit with illegals and budgets and school clothes and so forth. And that's why they tried to recall him. But when it came time to turn in the votes, no one turned the votes in. So he survived that. But it still boils down to this. The citizens of that state have to take a vote, a memorandum, to recall him and to fire his ass. So it's going to take votes. But we all know the Democrats have a great hold on how to cheat the vote count. So unless you have, I'm going to say, Republicans overseeing the election process and the voting process to ensure that the left does not get involved and try to manipulate the vote of the recall, he will not get recalled. What he should do is voluntarily step down, and the same with the mayor, because they both have failed their communities and their citizens horrendously. Um, and the same with her. You got to take a vote to kick her out, and if someone is not overseeing the vote to make sure it's done correctly and lawfully, they will survive a recall.
Right. Okay, I'm going to say this for a second. Daniel Jackson is in the live chat with a message that says, "Warning, you have been shared." I responded to Daniel Jackson, I share the broadcast, so am I supposed to be scared or concerned that you?
No,
I
no,
want
you're
you
not
to
supposed to be.
understand. No, I'm,
He's
and
a
I
patriot.
never have been. So if you're a patriot and you like what we're doing, my suggestion is broadcast and you decide to share it. You why you're sharing it, because every Ray here is going to ask you, do you not agree? Or even if you agree, I love to know when people agree, because I love to know that they're sharing it because they agree. But the first thoughts that go through my mind, because this is
Basically,
Facebook, you got to worry that, oh wait, oh God, somebody's concerned and they're going to share it to Facebook and I'm going to get kicked off. I've been here for 15 and a half years, and I think it'll be another 15 and a half years that I'm
well, we're gonna test Mark Zuckerberg's
still
new
here.
theory. We're
Right.
gonna test Meta's new. I've been doing it. I've been doing it all week, and my videos are still up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna test it. We're gonna see if the bullies have stopped bullying him.
No, they
Being that
haven't.
they made him, they called us and
No,
they shouted
no,
at us and they told us we had to do
no.
all of this
They
terrible stuff.
No, they haven't. A very good friend of mine who is a group owner and owns several conservative patriot or Republican, whatever you want to call them, groups, is getting about 100 notifications a day in one group, all things that are fact checking related.
But
And no, so I
this
know
is
for a fact. I know for a fact it has not stopped. I've said for a fact it
this
has
is this
not
this
stopped.
this this is what I do. This is what I do. Going back to Randy talking about how if they don't, keep an eye on the election, how it could, possibly or likely stay in the power of Gavin Newsom. This is the same scenario that we found Donald Trump in. This is the same scenario. It's not going to be about that because Californians are going to speak in droves, just like the American people spoke in droves. It's going to be too big to rig. See, I said this 8 years ago. Everybody's going to have to get touched in their own way. And the people of California finally got touched.
Yep.
It's only common sense when you pay the mortgages and the rents and the taxes that these people in California pay, and then you have a fire. Not saying everybody's used to California fires, but you have a fire that now it's coming to the point to where everybody is saying, wow, y'all just let the motherfucker burn. And then you go to the fire hydrants and you expect to get water and you get no water. You sit back and you say, what the fuck have I been paying all of this money into? You got to hold somebody accountable. It's common sense, people. I've been using common sense for 8 years since I've been on here. It ain't nothing special about the Patriots lab.
No.
It's common sense. If they got to blame somebody, and Gavin Newsom is the person to blame, how do you punish the person you're mad at? It's common sense. See, when Gavin
And the
Newsom
common
went through
sense
these
says
other
that you
recalls,
recall him,
these
but you don't
people
vote him
still had
back
their
in.
luxury homes. When Gavin Newsom went through these recalls, these people still had schools to send their kids to. When Gavin Newsom was going through all the recalls, these people still had their jobs. When Gavin Newsom was going to the recalls, they still had their luxury cars. They have none of it, and they blame it on Gavin Newsom.
Okay,
And they
so
keep
you
voting him
think
back. Go ahead, Ray. Go
Oh
ahead,
my
Ray.
goodness. Never mind. I got to pull a Jen Psaki. We're not circling back on this. They kept voting him back. Let's keep it in context. They kept voting him back. Now, if they vote him back in again,
Right.
then we can say they keep. See,
That's what I'm
this is
saying.
what I don't
If they
understand.
vote him,
Why do y'all
there,
invite
there's
me on your panel
there,
and then
there is
be so rude? Because I just can y'all not handle what comes out of my mouth? I'm speaking the truth. It's the God's honest.
sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, Ray. I've had Ray on before. It always comes down to like Ray is the only one that knows anything, and no one else does. I'm sorry if you're watching on Lab is right now, but you know what? There are people who do broadcasts the way they want to broadcast, and that's what I do. I'm allowed to have an opinion. You in the live are allowed to have guests. Podcasts are allowed to have an opinion. No one is allowed to take over the broadcast and tell the rest of us and they're right. And because I don't care what we said to Ray, it comes down. People in California have recalled Governor Newsom or tried to recall Governor Newsom several times. Every time they did, the people of California voted him back. So as far as I am concerned, you get what you pay for. If the next problem is it does not have adequate protection, residents, citizens, businesses, whatever you want to call it, the people that are there, they have failed you. So it is not you just sit on your rear end and wait for a tragic fire that eats up of your state or the majority of your state and then decide, oh, we have to do something. You need to be prepared so when this happens, you have a plan and you go in. Okay. When you go to the federal government, which was the Trump administration at the time, and you ask for help from all the agencies that make up whoever goes in and helps states deal with severe underbrush, which becomes the food for these fires, but you don't want to pay your portion of it, you have a problem. If you are like people in California who are telling me, well, it's really not that. We go in, we have teams, we do this, we do that area, we clean up that area. Obviously, in the case of underbrush, as far as underbrush is involved in this fire, nobody did enough. But you get these kinds of things, and I understand that, and I appreciate your viewpoint and the purpose of this program. That if you believe and can that California is doing something, come on the program and show me the thing. Correct me. I don't mind being corrected. Show me that California is doing something. Show me the amount of money, what they're doing, the amount of money that they're spending, and then I can if I want to, go to and communicate to people in California that are in the know and see if I can confirm this is exactly what they're doing. Then I would have to communicate to the Trump administration enough to at least plan going between California and Florida. I don't care about it being Democrats, independents. This is a people issue. This is a people in the United States of America. This is not just a Republican going against Democrats, going against Republican governors, going against Democrat governors, going against this. This is a people issue. He's right. Your home burnt down. You burnt down, and you put fire insurance on your home because you could only get fire insurance from two companies in the state of California. That's not your fault. That's the fault of the insurance commissioner. Commissioner not companies into California do insurance at a price that is reasonable and fair to have to insure. Because let's be honest, fire insurance is something you ever actually have to use. Okay? If you could build the protections into your home or your building or whatever, it is likely to not burn down, so that you could keep the money from paying for insurance in your pocket. That's just the way we are. But, this system of recalling a governor because he's not turning around and voting him back in and thinking the slap across the face is going to make it any different is wrong. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Okay? We, meaning me, we take a theory and we conspiracy theory or controversial theory, whatever you want to call it, and we discuss it. I hope that we discuss both sides of it, and that I hope when you walk away from this broadcast, you have made notes, good notes, bad notes, and then you decide how you feel. I never tell you how you need to feel. That is not my job, okay? If I worked for a network or somebody owned Boogie with the Bull, and they could say, this we're going to talk about today, and this is that you have to represent. I own this broadcast. I pay to do this broadcast, and that's the way it is. So I apologize for snapping at Daniel Jackson because I read this, and then my brain says, hey, it's just another person at Facebook and get me kicked off. So I apologize. And even if that, at the end of the day, it's not worth worrying about all of the people on Facebook who think they could get me kicked off of Facebook. Okay? Because I tell the people, if you don't like Boogie with the Bull, 5 of them, if you don't like them, okay? Or something to be upset with me about. I'm still doing we give you an opportunity to be in the comments and speak your, and 9 out of 10 times we will maybe even ask you if you want to join the broadcast and be a part of the panel. I can't say this enough. Everybody needs to respect everybody. Nobody coming on saying, I'm the authority, I know it all, I'm going to tell you, because that's what I do, and that's just the way it's going to be. No. Okay? No. We try to give everybody an opportunity to talk, and everybody an opportunity to to them in an orderly fashion. And if we can't do that, then you may not be able to be on this broadcast. That's just the way it is. I enjoy monitoring the broadcast. If you've ever seen it, says Dave knows everything, and if he doesn't, he makes something up quick. Well, instead of trying to make something up quick, I like to have somebody on the panel, on the broadcast, who can say, well, yeah. And I can go, well, okay, you know this because you have experience. So tell people your experience. And then we go from there. Battle Facebook for 15 and a half years over how many people are going to see me. Are they going to see me when I go live? Are they going to have to remember to go to my red ring around my profile picture and get in there so they can watch it? Or am I going to have to wait for Facebook to decide to post it? You know what? It's all about money. It's all about money. This broadcast was created to go everywhere. I don't have to pay to be on. We're on Facebook. We're all over Facebook. As far as I think I shared it. I lost it over there. I think I shared it to 63 groups in the first couple of minutes. People are watching it. The people that just happen to watch it anyway because they like watching it. Give me just a minute. I have to get around 92 shares. So, we do our best. It's a podcast. We'll get a lot more views. But, we don't profess to know everything. We don't profess to know. We just come on here and hopefully try to have a conversation peacefully. Then don't come your way on your broadcast, on this broadcast, and expect this broadcast to become the way yours is. Well, then you don't belong here. So we do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 o'clock. Fridays at 10 o'clock, we start with a salute to Red Friday. Remember everyone deployed, both here in the United States of America and in the United States world, or perhaps sitting in a cell somewhere locked up because they're a hostage. Okay? I live for the day when everybody, leaders of all the countries, can sit down and break bread together and talk about their differences and agree on and disagree with what they can't agree on. And that's okay, because not everybody is always going to agree 100% on everything. And then you just do what you say and say what you mean. Okay? And people do the right thing because it's the right thing for their country and it's the right thing for that country coexisting with every other country in the world. That's where it is. Okay? I don't play into this race is bad, that race is good. I don't play into that. Okay? People are people. You either accept them for who they are or you don't. And if there are some bad people, then you don't accept the bad people and you try to correct why you think they're bad. Okay? We operate under the Constitution. If you want to be a bad, scummy person, be a bad, scummy person. But if you kill people, there are laws. If you damage people, damage property, steal things, there are laws. Okay? Very simple. Don't come to this country thinking that you're going to change us to be whatever you want us to be, because it ain't going to fly here. It did fly in Israel. Hamas got control of the Israeli Knesset, the equivalent of our Congress, and who knows how long they will have it. And I hope the world learns from that so that in the next election they vote Hamas out. And Hamas and Israel need to come to an understanding that allows anybody who wants to live in Gaza and on the West Bank to live in Gaza and on the West Bank, and they coexist with everybody. And if you can't do that, then don't live there. Okay? That's just it. Okay? 5 days until Donald Trump returns as president of the United States. And I just do not and will not sit here worrying any longer, because I have, about whether or not he's going to survive the inauguration. And I hope, God forbid anything happens, those people are held accountable to the highest extent of the law if they do. Because you violated my belief that we should all learn how to coexist together. That's where I am. If you liked the broadcast, give it a thumbs up, put a comment in there explaining why you liked it. If you didn't like the broadcast, put a thumbs down in there and explain why you didn't like the broadcast. And if you don't want to do that, then message me on Facebook Messenger or message me at boogiewiththebull@gmail.com, BOOGIEWITHTHTHEBULL. No spaces. boogiewiththebull@gmail.com. If you don't want to send me anything through Facebook. Okay? Otherwise, tell me you want to come on and you have an opportunity to correct me, but you do not have an opportunity to come on to the broadcast, take it over, yell and scream at me, yell, scream at anybody else on the panel, and then get mad at me that your views aren't being accepted by everybody. Me, other guests, maybe even in the live chat. Okay? That's how it goes. Okay? You want to pull those shenanigans, go to other broadcasts or start your own. Okay? And don't tell me that it's too hard and too expensive to start your own broadcast. I got a $285 Windows 11 Pro laptop. I got a $35 Blue Snowball mic plugged into it. I got I think it was $110 when I bought that tablet. And I got a $100 cell phone that I use mainly as my sharing device. So, I mean, I don't want to hear that it is too expensive to do this. Oh, and I got a $19 a month payment to Restream so that I can restream it. Okay? I just don't want to hear it. There are a lot of talented people out there that could do this if they wanted to do this. There are a lot of interesting people that could be on a panel every night, every Tuesday and Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern when we do Boogie with the Bull Uncensored. And there are a lot of talented people that could be on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. also. But I got to bring the yelling and screaming down because I don't want to do that anymore. Just want to come on, watch Boogie with the Bull Uncensored last night. Jerry Michaels was on, Nicky Young came on, Chuck Cook was on, Randy Rose was on, and I think that's it. Ichabod Palmer, we tried to get him on, but we had problems. I'm at a point now, unfortunately, when people have problems and we spend more than 5 minutes trying to get them connected, I really got to say, we got to schedule another time to do that because it starts taking up too much of the broadcast. We just need to move along and keep the broadcast going. And it's not in any disrespect to anybody, but, we were in the middle of a conversation and somebody has an audio issue or I have an audio issue. You just deal with it as best as you can. And if you can't, then meet with me and we'll try to figure it out between us or other people that may be able to help you. It is 11. So we have done that out here to do today. Good morning to Larry Estes. And I think that's it. This right here, this is the link to the Boogie with the Bull. Actually, no, that is not. That's I typed wrong on both. That one is right. There. Typing error. www.youtube.com/ which is shifted to 310. That's the link channel. I think it brings you to the main screen. You click live. We are live. That will open up the live broadcast that you were there to watch. In here, the Facebook people can't see it, and the Facebook people and the Facebook people. That's just it is at this time because it doesn't have Facebook API, which allows all of the lots to be blended in together, and that's Facebook restream have to battle out. So just go to the Boogie with the Bull and just go and search for the Boogie with the Bull and get it. But put that into your browser, it will bring the YouTube channel main screen. You see the link on Facebook. I'm going to get it posted on Thread, Instagram, and today, and try to get people over. Really just trying to get it out. Like I said, we're just trying to have conversation with America. Not agree, but we just gotta stop doing these broadcasts where everybody starts yelling at everybody. Okay, we have to stop everybody yelling. On the other wall, Grandma is in her office working. I don't need to hear me yelling. Easy. When I'm doing that, maybe one day we'll have our own studio to use as a studio, but now we don't. So we have to respect everybody else that is in the house too. So anyway, always for victory, this Boogie with the Bull broadcast is going to come to an end. You've been watching Boogie with the Bull, Caffeine of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. Tell you to go have a great night at 7 p.m. downstairs on the American Rebellion blogger, here on Facebook, somewhere on Rumble, somewhere on X, the American Rebellion. Jerry Michaels, Nikki Young, I'm there a lot. There off and on. Randy Rhodes is there a lot. Lawless comes in a lot. Just a lot of fun people watching, and that's all about all I have to say about that. If you are watching the American Rebellion and you like it, give it a thumb up and share it around. If you want to share it from Facebook, go over to Rumble and share it from X. You still get redirected regardless of where you get it from. If you take it from Facebook and you post else, the person has whether or not they want to be redirected. Take it from X and you put it on the same thing. You have to say yes, you want to be redirected where it's going to be. That's all. That's all I have to say about that. I apologize that it got a little bit loud, but we do our best. We don't, then we did our best anyway. And prayers go out to President Trump, and just hope that everything goes the way it's supposed to go. On January 20th, shortly after 12 noon Eastern, Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States, and hopefully he will clean up a lot of the mess that was left by Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. And if you disagree with that, I don't know what to tell you. You know, if you disagree with that, actually, if you disagree with that, come back Thursday night and talk to me on Boogie with the Bull, Uncensored, 7 p.m. Eastern. Dave Golovin profile on Facebook, YouTube. Come in. Why you disagree? That's about all I'm going to say at this. Anyway, have a great day.